Hey everybody, Professor Sanborne here. Looking forward to our summer semester together. Planning to just, maybe walk to work. On the way, shoot some hoops or something. It's nice out. Take the bus home. Literally none of that's happening, right? We all know that. Nobody's here. Nobody's here or here. And nobody's here. But some of us, we got some people here, don't we? All right. I am going to stop the cartoon silliness and check in with you live on camera to do a proper welcome. Cheers. Hey everybody, my name is Professor Erika Sanborne, and I am coming to you from my living room in West St. Paul, Minnesota. Although I've moved 29 times in my life, I was born in Lowell, Massachusetts, and I lived in Lowell at various points too. I don't usually make welcome videos like this, by the way, but I just kind of felt like I wanted to reach out a little extra this time around. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, and our class begins next Monday. And I just wanted to draw your attention to a few things at the start. On the front of the syllabus, you will find a 3-part video series on self-regulation. If you are finding it harder than usual to focus on tasks and get things done, you should check out that playlist. Students in the spring term told me it was helpful, right? To be clear, if you are having a harder time focusing than usual and you don't usually struggle with that, you are having a normal response to an abnormal situation, right? And self-regulation strategy can come in handy. So please check that out, all right? And to be clear, nobody's doing great right now. I really want you to hear that. If you're pushing through and kind of getting stuff done, good. Celebrate that. And I get it. All right, a few other things I want to mention. One is about the textbook. If you got the textbook the bookstore told you to get, it's the Cluse textbook, cool, you are all set, okay? Hopefully you rented it and paid about $20. I intentionally choose an older, low-cost textbook because textbooks cost too much in general. I have a second option I've just decided to add. It is an online free textbook, open source, for community psychology. I couldn't have added it sooner because I needed time to review it first to make sure it was decent, and it actually is. So I will make the course work with either option. You didn't waste your money if you rented the $20 book because the course was actually made to accompany the Cluse textbook. So if you got that one, you are definitely all set. And if you didn't, consider whether you want to get the book or use the free one. You can use the free one. Both of them are in the syllabus. Go with whatever works for you. I know I'm always looking on ways to save a few bucks, and if you are too, this is one way. Okay, what else? There are 2 major course assignments in this course, and the first one is the community meeting assignment. And there's something interesting about that because that assignment was both the most dreaded by students in the past and then considered the most valuable after they do it. See, in the pre-COVID-19 era implementation of this course, for the community meeting assignment, students, went to a community meeting and interviewed a community leader. So that meant, like, for example, attending a city council meeting and interviewing a city councilor, or attending a school committee meeting, interviewing a member of the school committee, that sort of thing. And students dreaded it because who wants to, students did not like it going in. And yet I have taught this course for 15 years, thousands of students. About 95% of students afterwards send me an email to tell me how amazing it was, how glad they are that they were sort of forced to attend, and just like all the connections they made from it. And it's just such a rich experience. Nothing can replace stepping into a 200-year-old city council chambers room, and witnessing how community change happens for real in practice. So, by the way, if you have any suggestions at any point during our 10 weeks together, I truly welcome them. I've put a lot of thought into how to make this summer the ideal situation given our context. And, we're all new at some of these restrictions. And so trying to get you a meaningful course experience in the midst of the limitations that we have, I took my best guess, but I'm open to your suggestions. I can't change policy. The syllabus is a legal contract and this is what we're doing, but details, how I can help you, that sort of thing, let me know at any point along the way. Because the community meeting, you are going to attend virtually, obviously, right? And, just one thing on that, I encourage you to not, just like listen to the meeting while you're laying in bed and your eyes are closed, but to consider it attending, sit somewhere where you can write, where you have a clipboard or a table or a desk or something, and watch the meeting as if you're attending it. Look at who's in the room, look at, who is paying attention when others speak and who isn't. As much as possible, attend to the meeting while it's happening, even though you're just watching a stream, all right? Just try to get as much data as you can, because that's the substance you reflect on in the community meeting paper, where you discuss the presence and absence of 10 core community psychology principles that kind of define the field and this approach or way of looking at the world. And you're going to get data easier if you are able to sort of immerse yourself as much as possible. And we could talk about that a whole bunch more in the course if you have any questions, but the assignment guidelines are pretty clear. Everything's in the syllabus. It's a giant syllabus file that is not meant to overwhelm you, but just so you know, everything is in one place. The community meeting papers, assignment guidelines, details, examples, and complete grading rubric. Like, I'm going to grade your paper exactly using that rubric. So students are never surprised by a grade they get in my course. It's exactly what it should be based on the rubric. So take a look at all that. It's all there to help you do your best. And last thing, I'm almost done rambling at you. I'm just looking at my list again to make sure I cover everything. Usually people don't come to chat in this class, by the way. And I have always thought that it's because I tend to answer emails very fast. Please do give me the 24-hour courtesy, although I don't think I've literally ever taken 24 hours to respond to an email, because I think that's important. I try to have boundaries and I do hold them, but I also like to answer questions with a really quick turnaround. So I tend to do that, which means come Wednesday night when it's time for our chat, you probably don't have any outstanding questions because my course is really clear and I've answered your emails fast if you had any additional uncertainty. That said, I want chat to be different this summer. And I'm thinking of those of you for whom you have had a decrease in social capital or a loss of connections within your social network. Come to chat, to connect with classmates. I'll be there, but I'm there to more answer course questions, assignment questions, school questions, that sort of thing. I could do a little informal advising in that hour as well, if that's helpful. But mostly, I would love for chat to be an opportunity for you all to connect. You can also discuss coursework. I would also just like to meet you all. So it'll be video. I will probably be sitting in the same place I'm sitting right now in front of my fireplace. And because this is where we've set up for our various, video obligations that we now have. And this was an already online class, as I'm kind of calling it now, but we still have had a lot of changes to it because it's community psychology and our communities are nothing like they were a few months ago. And so I'm kind of adapting the course as we go a bit. And I'll always err on the side of fairness to you. So please don't think any changes are going to add burdens to you. The only changes I will make are changes that alleviate burdens. For example, I made the change of adding a free textbook option. You can still use the original textbook. So I will possibly make a few more changes like that, but they will only be optional and designed to make things go more smoothly for you. All right. And that's just because I'm trying to figure this out too, how everything will work and I want you to get the most learning, and I want you to actually get those 10 core values of community psychology, because even though probably none of you are going to grow up to go be a community psychologist, it's still a kind of cool approach to how we view ourselves in the world, and to just acknowledge and affirm that our individual wellness and our community's wellness are inextricably related. And community psychology kind of gives us a framework for breaking some of that down. And I think now more than ever, we realize that our individual and community wellness are mutually influential. So we'll be looking at some of that together. Thank you for watching. I'm very much looking forward to meeting you all next week in whatever way that happens. And I'm so glad you're here. Peace.